Hey, welcome. Domain Dave, cheapwinefinder.com. Another wine review podcast. We do it 3 times a week. Write a review on cheapwinefinder.com, then plug in the microphone. And today we've got the Crema Sonoma Coast Chardonnay 2023. It's a Costco wine. It's a wine that you should be able to find cheapest at Costco, though I saw someone who had it $4 cheaper than Costco did, but most of the time it's $4 more expensive. La Crema, that is the best, is a winery. They have a estate vineyard in the Russian River Valley of Sonoma, and but what they do, and they do other wines, but they specialize in Chardonnay and Pinot Noir in some of the elite growing regions in California. Like there's all these AVAs in Sonoma, and there's Carneros in the Russian River and Sonoma Coast, and they even go up into Oregon, where they go into Willamettes and that type of thing. And what's interesting about them, since they're doing all the Chardonnays and the Pinot Noir, today's is just Chardonnay, is they have a house style. So if you get a Carneros, La Crema Carneros wine and a La Crema Sonoma Coast wine, since the winemaking philosophy is the same, the wines aren't cookie cutters. The grapes ask for different techniques to be used, but it's the same philosophy behind it, same house style. So you're kind of removing that from the equation and getting the differences of the grapes when you're drinking back to back. The problem with that is most wine shops don't carry more than 1, maybe 2 La Crema wines, so you're going to have to look around to get it. But that would be kind of a fun exercise in learning about Chardonnay and what these things are, because sometimes you can have like a Trader Joe's or whatever has, a San Luis Obispo this or Santa Lucia Highlands that, and it's different. People make it every time, and that makes everything different. I'm going to have a sip of this one. It's a nice blend of citrus and fruit. It's barrel-fermented, which I like to see. Most of the time, it's nothing wrong with stainless steel tanks, but you can only get so many liters of wine into a barrel, where you can get gallons upon gallons of wine in those tanks. So it's smaller batch. Again, not that makes that much difference, because a good winemaker doesn't care. You can do it either way. But they took the time to barrel ferment it, and then they actually aged another 6 months in 25% French oak and 25% American oak. And when they do those, French oak is more subtle and refined. It doesn't give off as much flavor. It's more spices and nuances. And American oak is the crowd-pleasing chocolates and vanilla and the butter and that type of thing. They did Anlise. Anlise means you keep the dead yeast in with the wine during the aging process. And that helps that helps give it a rounded taste. If you stir the lees, that's batonnage, which means stirring. Take another sip. Yeah, this is a really solid Chardonnay. Sonoma Coast is in the mountain valleys right along the Pacific Ocean. Russian River is east. There used to be an overlap between all these different AVAs, but they broke it off because it was the vineyards on the ridge are above the fog line. The ones in the valley are in the fog, which means that the fog has to burn off before the sun gets to them. So they tend to have a much longer growing time because the sun doesn't get to them much. This one, they said, was like 3 to 4 weeks late, which gave and Pinot Noir, you love that. Chardonnay too. This is more Burgundian than when they have this long growing period. It's only 13.5 in the alcohol, which tells you it was a cool area, because most of the time it's 14.5. The higher the alcohol rating, the more ripe it gets. So this was a long, cool growing region in a very high-end growing area. A lot of the wineries in the Sonoma Coast are boutique type ones, really high-end. So just on it, if you're just going to Costco and you want to get yourself I think it was $15, $14.99, for a barrel fermented Chardonnay. They do make, they have single barrel wines, single vineyard wines, they have the whole thing, but this is one of their more affordable Chardonnays, and it's well worth drinking. And if you're going to buy it, get it. If you're near a Jewel, it's $11 right now. If you're not, you're looking for a nice upscale, really well made Chardonnay, Costco's a place to grab it. So that's it for me, Domain Dave, cheapwinefinder.com. Like us, like your podcast, push the button, you will, it helps, and we appreciate it. So adios, keep it cheap. Stay cool because it's getting warm out there. I think it's going to get a little colder this week, but adios. I'll be talking to everybody in a couple of days. Bye-bye.